విలువలతో కూడిన విద్యతో పాటు జాబ్ సాధించాలన్నదే మీ లక్ష్యమా? అయితే మీ గమ్యం గేట్ డిగ్రీ అండ్ పీజీ కాలేజ్. ప్రత్యేక క్యాంపస్ రిక్రూట్మెంట్ ట్రైనింగ్ అండ్ ప్లేస్మెంట్ సెల్ ద్వారా విస్తృత స్థాయిలో ఉద్యోగావకాశాలు కల్పిస్తున్న కళాశాల గేట్ డిగ్రీ అండ్ పీజీ కాలేజ్.
Hi, welcome back and good morning. So we have taken some gap for the classes because, your seniors, both second semester and fourth semester students, examinations. So that is the reason why we have taken the gap for the online classes. So the exams were ended. So welcome back for the online classes. So we will be inform you very soon for direct classes. So as usually come to the syllabus. Of course, we are discussing about articles, right? So I told you the introduction of the articles, and also I told you in my previous classes, so what are the articles, and articles are a, an and the. So and I also told you the use of a and an, and right now we are discussing about the definite article the use of definite article the. So here I told you, so different occasions, we are discussing about different occasions, the use of definite article the, where and when, like that. So let's see some more occasions where we have to use the definite article the. Let's see. See, we also use the definite article the before a noun repeated. So before a noun repeated, where a noun repeated again and again, so before that repeated noun we can put or we can use the definite article the, right? Say for example, once I saw a beggar. The beggar was blind. See here, once I saw a beggar. Here again, the beggar was blind. The beggar was blind. See here, the beggar is repeated in the next sentence, so that we have to use in this occasion, like this occasion, the beggar was blind, right? Once again, one more example. Once there was a king. Once there was a king. The king brought up a nightingale. The nightingale used to sing a song daily. See the second example. Second example. Once there was a king, right? Again, the king brought up a nightingale. Here the king is repeated. This is a noun, and here also beggar was a noun. Beggar is a noun and here also beggar is a noun. So here again the beggar is repeated here. So this is why the repeated noun takes the. And also here the king is a noun. Again the king brought up a nightingale. Here the noun is again repeated. So that we put here the. The king brought up a nightingale. And here a nightingale brought up a nightingale. The nightingale used to sing a song daily. Here a nightingale, because of repeated the nightingale, because of noun, we put here the. So in this sense, if a noun repeated again and again in a sentence, sorry, um, in a semantic paragraph, we can use the in front of or before a repeated nouns, right? So this is one of the point or occasion where we have to use the, right? And let's see. See, again, one more rule to use the. Before before a proper noun, when it is used as common noun, right? See, here you have to know what is a proper noun and what is a common noun. Of course, you know. See, in the society, or we have. See, there are many people around us. Each and every people has a name, right? So myself Nagaraju, and someone else Ramu, and someone else Lakshman, and someone else Sita, like that. See, proper noun means an individual name for each and everyone. What is a common noun? Common noun means, so we all together, all these people together called such particular thing or particular person with one. So that is what called a common noun. Okay. See, Kalidasa, there is a great poet called Kalidasa. Right. See, I used to call Kalidasa as Kalidasa, and many people, all people used to Kalidasa as Kalidasa. That's why Kalidasa is also a proper noun. But sometimes we used to call him as a special, common. Right. So, say for example, say for example, the Kalidasa called Indian Shakespeare. Right. See here, Kalidasa is a proper name and Shakespeare is the proper name. But Kalidasa, we are referring Kalidasa as a great poet Shakespeare. That's why the Kalidasa is called the Indian Shakespeare. Right. And see, he is the Kohli of our college team, or Kiran. See, Kiran is the Kohli of our college team. See, Kiran is a proper noun and Kohli is proper noun. But we are using Kohli as a common noun. Both are proper nouns, but we are referring here. So he is the Kohli of our college team, like that. So let's see. Before next example. Before comparative degree, before a comparative degree, when it repeated, in a sentence, when I repeated in a sentence, right? Before a comparative degree word, when it repeated in a sentence. See, you know that the definite article takes place before superlative degree, basically. Say, for example, the best doctor, the biggest mountain, the largest sea, like that. The biggest, the largest, the highest, the smallest. So these are superlative degrees, and before the superlative degrees of words, we should use the definite article the. But here, specially and particularly, we can use before a comparative degree, that too when two comparative of degree of words repeated in a sentence, that both comparative of words can take definite article. Only this is the one occasion where the comparative degree can take before the definite article the. See here, the higher you climb, the colder you get. Right. See here, higher, and the colder. See, higher and colder are comparative degrees. But in a sentence, both, say in a sentence, we are having two comparative degrees. That's why these two comparative degrees can take before the definite article the. The higher you climb, the higher you get. The colder you get. Right. And see one more example. The more you practice, the more you gain. The more you practice, the more you gain. Right. So in like this kind of situations, so more and more are comparative degrees. So both these came in a single sentence. That's why these two comparative degrees take definite article the. So this is one occasion, right? And So before names of countries which ends in plural. See, it is very rare. See, almost all countries ends with the singular, but very few countries are, very few countries. The names of countries are ends with the plural, which means s or es. That countries, before the names of that countries, we have to put or we have to use the definite article the. Okay. Say for example, the Netherlands. Okay. The West Indies. Right? The Maldives. Right. See, Netherlands end with S, plural. West Indies end with S, plural. And Maldives ends with plural S. So, these type of countries should also take before the name of the country the. Okay, the Netherlands, right? The Maldives, the West Indies, like that, right? So this is one of the occasion, right, where we have to put the before, right? And next, and before the ordinal numbers, before the ordinal numbers, right? Of course, you know there are two types of numbers: ordinal numbers, cardinal numbers. So what are ordinal numbers? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, like that, 20th, 30th. So, like numbers are called ordinal numbers. See, she got the second prize. Right, see here, this is a ordinal number. That's why we have to use the before the ordinal numbers. The second, right, or of the seventh, right, or of the 12th, right, or of the 21st, like. So whenever in a sentence we see or we have any ordinal number, so before an ordinal number, so it takes definite article the, right. This is one of the occasion where we have to use definite article, right. And one more thing is, next, before an adjective, when it is used as a noun. See, I'll write sentence and you can get easily, right. The wise hates the foolish. See, wise and foolish are adjectives, but we are using this wise and foolish as a nouns, right. So the both takes place. The wise hates the foolish, or The rich should help the poor. See, though both rich and poor are adjectives, but we are using this rich and poor as a noun, so that both takes before the definite article the. So, of course, I told you maximum rules where the definite article has to use. So, of course, not this is all about the use of definite article the, right? Almost all, I told you the use of the, and if any will be there, so we will discuss. So, if any chance to discuss about the articles in direct classes, right? Thank you. So, we will meet in our next class so with one more concept. Thank you.